No missiles launch, no borders move. Yet, a nation feels the lights flicker could. A silent network already be under attack, rewriting power without a single soldier crossing a line. Morning news loads slowly, bank apps freeze. Traffic lights blink red, coincidence or first contact. And why does no one hear alarms when the damage spreads this fast? Servers hum like engines of war, unseen hands probing ports and passwords. Asking one question only: how much control can be taken before anyone realizes they're losing? Maps show peace, but screens show chaos. When data becomes the battlefield, who defends civilians? And what happens when firewalls replace front lines? A single update fails nationwide. Hospitals delay scans. Flights stall on runways. Was this an accident, or the opening move of a campaign with no uniforms? No explosions, just silence where services should be. How do leaders respond when the enemy hides inside cables buried beneath their own cities? Power shifts quietly as routers reroute truth itself. And suddenly the question isn't who fired first, but who controls what people are allowed to see. Social feeds flood with panic and lies. Coordinated and precise: can a population be destabilized faster by rumors than by bombs? Banks limit withdrawals, markets shudder, and confidence drains away. When trust collapses, does a nation fall without ever being invaded? Military networks isolate themselves, but civilian systems remain open. Was the weakest point always the everyday life no one thought to defend? Emergency meetings echo with the same fear. Attribution is unclear. How do you retaliate when you can't prove who pulled the digital trigger? Each hour offline costs millions, morale slipping with every frozen screen. At what point does economic bleeding equal a declaration of war? Fake alerts spread faster than corrections, pushing crowds into streets. If reality is hacked, can order survive long enough to respond? Defenders block one attack vector, 3 more appear. Was this chaos planned to exhaust, not destroy, until resistance simply gives up? No tanks roll in, yet supply chains stall nationwide. How? Long before empty shelves become the loudest weapon of all. Intelligence reports whisper a pattern. Synchronized and patient. Does this mean the war started months ago? Hidden inside normal traffic? Government sites go dark, replaced by mocking messages. Symbolic, yes, but how much legitimacy is lost when authority can't even stay online? Citizens argue over what's real, divided by tailored misinformation. If unity fractures, does the attacker even need to keep pressing? A counterstrike is debated, but escalation risks global fallout when every nation is wired together. Can anyone strike without hurting themselves? Backup systems activate, older and slower. Buying time yet? Is survival enough when confidence is already shattered? Foreign allies watch closely, gauging weakness. Does digital collapse invite physical threats that were waiting all along? Whispers of insider access emerge. Trusted credentials abused. Was the door opened from within, intentionally or not? The narrative shifts from outage to assault. But too late. Can delayed recognition be the most decisive failure of modern defense? Schools close, factories idle, normal life suspended. How long can a society pause before damage becomes permanent? Emergency broadcasts urge calm, but networks distort the message. When communication fails, who do people believe? Attack intensity eases suddenly. Almost merciful was the goal. Never destruction, but demonstration. Leaders realize the message is strategic. Compliance or chaos? How do you negotiate when leverage is invisible yet absolute? Cyber units trace signals across borders, and clouds. Does sovereignty mean anything when data ignores maps? A partial restoration sparks relief, but trust doesn't return. Once systems fall once, can citizens ever feel safe again? Economic rivals exploit the disruption quietly. Did the attacker just reshape global balance without firing a shot? Defense doctrine is rewritten in real time. Should keyboards now rank beside missiles in national arsenals? Public inquiries demand answers. Blame hunting begins. Does internal conflict finish what the attack started? The crisis fades from headlines, but scars remain. Was this a warning shot for a future even harsher? Other nations take notes. Learning what worked. Has a new arms race already begun in silence? Citizens change habits. Skeptical of screens when faith in digital life breaks. What replaces it? Military planners admit a hard truth. Deterrence failed. How do you deter an attack that denies it ever happened? Reforms, promise, resilience, redundancy, vigilance, but will preparation keep pace with evolving code? History books struggle to name the day when war has no smoke. How do you mark its beginning? As networks stabilize, one question lingers: if this was just a test, what happens when the real attack comes? Asterisk, months later, analysts replay packet logs like battlefield footage. Was this restraint intentional? A lesson delivered softly so the next blow would be unquestioned. New laws rush through overnight. Expanding digital powers, does protection increase, or did fear quietly trade liberty for speed? Critical systems gain air gaps and backups, yet convenience leaks them open again. Can safety survive when comfort keeps poking holes? Schools teach cyber drills to children when preparedness starts this young. What kind of future is being normalized? Industry standards tighten unevenly. Small firms lag as the attacker, betting on the weakest links hidden in plain sight. Insurance rates spike for outages and breaches. When risk gets priced, does economics finally force better defense? Diplomats propose norms for cyber conflict rules without enforcement due. Agreements matter when code crosses borders at light speed. A new ministry forms overnight, staffed by coders, not generals. Has power shifted from rank to skill? Military exercises add blackout days, simulating silence. How do commanders lead when every screen goes dark at once? Public trust inches back, but rumors linger once doubt spreads. Can truth ever fully catch up? A rival nation denies involvement again without proof. Is denial the strongest shield in modern war? Tech giants become strategic partners by necessity when platforms defend nations. Who truly holds authority? Elections approach under heightened scrutiny. Can democracy breathe when information itself feels weaponized? Shadow markets sell 0 days, like munitions. If exploits are arms, who controls their proliferation? An unrelated outage sparks panic. Nationwide has trauma trained the population to expect attack everywhere. Allies sign data-sharing pacts, trading privacy for speed. Does collective defense demand collective exposure? A leaked memo confirms prior warnings ignored. Was this catastrophe preventable with attention instead of budgets? Cyber deterrence doctrines emerge, vague by design. Does ambiguity prevent war or invite testing? Hackback capabilities expand quietly if retaliation mirrors the crime. Does morality blur beyond recognition? A small state suffers a copycat strike. Was the first incident a tutorial for the world? Supply chains diversify and localized a digital fear reverse decades of globalization overnight. Universities shift funding to cyber researcher. Future wars being trained in classrooms, not camps. Journalists trace influence ops across years. Was public opinion softened long before the switch flipped? Courts struggle to assign blame. How do you sentence an algorithm with no nationality? Veterans speak of stress without shrapnel can. Psychological wounds form without a single shot fired. Annual drills become routine, normalized when crisis becomes practice. Does urgency fade dangerously? Markets reward resilience metrics. Does preparedness finally outperform growth in national strategy? A whistleblower claims a ceasefire existed. Was stability bought with concessions never disclosed? Archives label the event a cyber siege. Names matter. Does framing decide how lessons are learned? New encryption spreads, slowing intelligence. Does safety for citizens mean blindness for defenders? Border tensions rise elsewhere. Did digital weakness embolden physical challenges waiting nearby? Youth movements demand transparency. Can openness coexist with security in this new era? A decade passes, systems stronger yet fragile. Progress built atop complexity. Does that make collapse faster next time? Think tanks warn of AI-accelerated attacks. When speed doubles, does reaction time vanish? Commemorations avoid specifics, forgetting safer than naming who did it. A sudden global outage tests promises. Was this coincidence or another message? Recovery holds. Barely. Does passing the test mean victory or just survival? The lesson settles in doctrine and culture war. No longer needs noise. Has silence become the loudest threat? Before the next click, one choice remains: prepare together or fracture alone. So, which path will this nation take? Like, share, subscribe.